Fonte, what's up, man? I see the stars in the roof. I wanted to ask you about your pace this season, man. You're actually after 9 games, you're kind of on pace where you were last year. But the last 7 games of last season, you really tore it up. You had 4 games of over 100 yards. I think 5 or 6 touchdowns, maybe. Um, do you think you need to turn it up here a little bit in the next stretch here to kind of meet those totals from last year and help the team out, especially with that being an issue at the receiver position?
Yeah, I mean, whatever position I'm in, whatever coaches, whatever position they put me in, to make a play is what I got to do. And I'm not worried about like stats and all that. I just want to win, and that's what we're doing right now. We just got to keep doing that.
Adam?
Yeah, kind of following up on that question, DeVante, you had a great success last year with Fitz because he was just kind of a star with those 50-50 balls. He would throw at a high point and you would come down with it. Tua is a different quarterback. He's timing and accuracy and boom, boom, getting the ball out. Has that made you change your approach at all, your game? And what have you done to build chemistry with him over the last month?
Yeah, I'll say we just spend a little time like during practice, like when we're not up or something, get passes on the side, get the timing good, and just have to bring that over to the games.
Yeah.
Hey, DeVante, I know you had that catch on the sideline. It looked like it was a TD, but wasn't. What did you think about it? Did you think you got your feet in? And, just kind of your view on that play.
Yeah, on that play, how to feel, I didn't get my other foot down, but I felt like my shin or outside my leg was down, so I thought that should have counted, but it didn't. But we still were able to punch it in, so that's all that matters.
Omar?
Vontae, with when you see Jakeem produce the way he did last week, how encouraging is that for the offense and then just for his confidence? He's already a confident dude, but his opportunity now seems to be here to prove that he's an NFL receiver.
Yeah, like you said, Jakeem, they give him a chance. He's out there making plays. That's what we need from him, man. He's helping the team out, and I say in every category, special teams too, doing good in that. So whatever coaches can do to help him, I mean, whatever he can do, hey, it's working. So
Adam?
Yeah, I got to ask you about those stars. I know Safi brought it up. Is that a custom that you got?
no, it ain't custom. Came with the car.
You what is it? What kind of ride do you have?
So Rolls Royce truck.
David?
Sorry, DeVante, these guys don't know about the Wraith, I wanted to ask you about the pass that Tua caught off the ground on the snap and then threw it to you on the sidelines that you high pointed, I think probably before the touchdown. I think that play kind of speaks a little bit to the chemistry that you guys may have, that he knows you're going to be open. He knows you can high point it. Can you take me through that play a little bit and what your reaction to it afterwards when you saw that the ball was actually on the ground before Tua threw it?
Yeah, as you said, I was running the route, the regular girl route, and just look back. I saw the ball was in the air, so the timing was still there, and like before, I didn't know the ball hit the ground until after the play, but he still put the ball in the right spot where it needed to be, and I was able to come down with it.
Adam?
You were a part of that 16 team that got hot. I don't know what it was, 6, 7, 8 games straight, something like that, late in the season to make the playoffs. You were one of a few guys still left from that team. What from that experience can you carry over to now? And what is the key once you're this hot to keep it rolling?
They're trying to keep everyone on the field as much as possible. Because injuries is what I say. Injuries is it's a big part of the reason why some teams, can't move on. Keep doing what they've been doing, but like it's next man up in this league. But I think if we just keep on, keep playing how we're playing, and keep practicing what we're practicing, I think we'll be fine.
Cam?
Monte, do you guys circle, the playoffs or even the division as a goal of things you guys want to conquer before the end of the season?
No, we just do it one game at a time. We're taking one game at a time. That's it.
Take 2 more, Adam.
You mentioned teams have to overcome. You obviously overcame a bunch earlier in your career. What was it about you mentally that's gotten to the point now where you can deal? I think you had a groin earlier in the season. You played through it. What has changed within you personally that you've got that mental fortitude now to push through some pain?
Some injuries, like real bad to where, you can't. But it was my first time, when I first started coming to the league, you're not used to things like that. So you think it's something real serious when it's not. And, as you grow older, you can fight through things.
Last one, Alan.
Hey, DeVante, I want to go back to Adam's question about this year in the 2016 team. Did you kind of have the same vibe, the same feel that you guys were like onto something special when you started this run?
Yeah, I knew we did. Even the end of the season last year, I had it fun.
DeVante, you got muted, DeVante.
Yeah, like I said, Coach Flores and all them, they're all doing the big part in, we're building a team and everything's coming together right now. We got to keep doing a good job at that. We'll be fine.
Me and E-Row, we're just good. We're just football players, man. And we play where needed. We can do it all in the back end. We play corner, we play nickel, we play safety now. And, we're just trying to get better each and every week. We're still learning. He's learning. I'm learning little things that can make us better each and every week. So, kudos to E-Row, kudos to Coach Flo, Boyer, everybody for, putting us in. They're just trying to put the team in the best position to win.
Omar?
Bobby, I want to ask you this week, considering what's going on with Drew Lock from an injury standpoint, how difficult is it or challenging is it to prepare for 3 different quarterbacks?
It's not just making sure it's because people don't understand, like the quarterbacks, they have different physical assets, and some are better throwers, some are better on the move, but you have to look at the coordinator as well and what's his tendencies and what he likes to do and what he likes to do with all 3 quarterbacks in the game. There may be a little change when Lock's in the game rather than Rippon's in the game rather than, so just understanding like what they like, whomever's in the game, just know what they like and know what their tendencies are.
Hal?
Hey, Bobby, I'm assuming that going into the season, you guys had a spoken or unspoken goal of, hey, let's make the playoffs. But you look up now and you're only a half game out of first in the division. How much has that occurred to you that you guys are in the thick of the race and could conceivably win the AFC East this year?
We definitely understand that, we're in the mix and everybody's excited that we're in the mix. But as a team, we try to preach to the guys, man, just have a 1-week season. Don't think so much of 13-3. Think more of 7-3. And if you can do that each and every week, go from 7-3 to 8-3 to 9. If you can do that each and every week, that should be the goal. The goal shouldn't. We're not thinking hindsight, and we're not thinking down the road of, we can beat this team, or what if we don't beat this team, or no. It's just 1-week seasons and understanding that you got to go and you got to go prepare each and every week because every Sunday any team can be beat.
Adam?
Hey, Bobby, this season, I think more than any other tests the mental fortitude of teams. I mean, you're dealing with stuff. You're talking to us from your office, your den, or whatever. I mean, your meetings are all remote the rest of the season. The NFL just announced there's a lot going on. You lose star players to COVID, all this. What in your past has prepared you for this moment? How have you been able? Because you're a fiery guy or an emotional guy, and you're a tough guy, but what has gotten you ready for something that you've never dealt with before?
Just handling adversity, being able to understand that, it's a lot bigger than you. Even though you're out of your comfort zone and you're having meetings at home and you're used to being in the building and doing this and doing that, but everybody's got to do it. So you got to understand that you guys, it's about safety first. It's about the players, it's about the people in the building, making sure everybody's safe. And, if we got to be in intensive protocol the rest of the year, that's just what it has to be. And you got to lock in and be able to understand that taking the teaching from the meeting and from the classroom to the field is going to be very important because, you don't have that extra time in the building.
Ruthie?
Hey, Bobby. DeVante said something interesting about he kind of felt like there was a direction for this team and that he felt like this team was special even at the end of last year because of what Coach Flores has brought to Miami. I'm just curious, in your opinion, what is it about Coach Flores that you guys kind of bought into so quickly and then you saw it kind of pay off even at the end of last year?
Guys just buying and doing their jobs and doing what they're supposed to do. At the end of the day, football is about 1-11. If one out of the 11th guys doesn't do their job, then that's either a big play. In my case, in the defensive backfield, that's a touchdown. So just guys doing their job, making sure that you stay on top of it, and at the end of the day, just competing to win, and understanding that everybody has roles on the team, and you have to do your job at the end of the day.
Joe?
Hey, Bobby. After the Chargers game, Keenan Allen had a pretty unique quote. He said, "I would say we were pretty confused out there." You don't hear players say that too often in the post game. He said that the Dolphins were giving us so many disguises that the best thing to do was to run the ball and avoid I can't say that word, catastrophic plays. When you hear something like that, what do you think?
Just applying pressure, putting pressure on the quarterback, on the O-line, on the coordinator, just putting pressure on those guys and making them feel us, making us, because you don't know where we're coming from, you don't know what we're doing, and that's a good thing. It's good to hear. We have good game plans each and every week coming out, starting off and ending the week. Some things may change in the day before the game. You never know. But that's just being able to adapt. We have a big sign in the back of our room that says "Adapt or Die." So not literally, but you understand. And just making sure that all the guys know where they're supposed to be, and it confuses offenses, man. They don't know what to do, and it confuses the quarterback, which is exactly what we want to do.
Travis?
Hey, Bobby. One thing I noticed when I rewatched the games is so much solid tackling on the back end between you and Eric Rowe. And I confirmed this on 2 sites, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. It says you guys have 4 missed tackles out of 82 attempts this year, and that's one of the best among all safeties in the NFL. So my question to you is there a sense of pride in being such a sure tackler and a sure tackling team? And is there like 1 or 2 traits that you think are consistent among teams that tackle well?
Definitely. You have to practice tackling well, and that's one of our pillars in our defense. Set the edge, tackle, communicate, and defend the part of the field, and understand that tackling it. When you make sure tackles, that just puts the ball back down, and that gives you opportunity to get the ball back. So if you guys aren't making out there making sure tackles, and the ball's getting past you and breaking tackles and things of that nature, then those are big plays, and especially in the back end, like I said earlier. So just making that's one thing we emphasize on each and every week, not just training camp, each and every week, just making sure we're sure tacklers and we're getting the guys on the ground.
I will take 2 more. Omar?
Bobby, yeah, I know you just answered a question about this protocol, but you were one of the guys that talked earlier about the challenges that the NFL players would face having to kind of be disciplined. Do you feel like it's getting to a point now, considering the severity and the ramped up cases, that you guys might not be able to finish the season?
No, I haven't thought about that one bit. I'm just thinking about Denver, and we're gonna keep going each and every week. I know that those questions are above my pay grade, whether or not we're gonna finish the season. So I just gotta go out and play football. My job is play football, and that's what I'm gonna do. If they tell us we gotta stop playing because of the severity of the corona, then we gotta stop playing. But if not, we're gonna keep the train rolling.
Last one, Cam.
Hey, Bobby, I guess just piggybacking off what Joe said, whether it's the amoeba look you guys give, I don't know if you guys call it that, or just your better play on the defensive side of the ball. What do you think the biggest difference is in this defense from last year? It seems like it's completely new.
Just putting emphasis on the little things, man. Putting emphasis on the details, such as tackling, such as the making sure the play calls, making sure we're all lined up, making sure guys are in the right positions, and understanding what the offenses are throwing at us, understanding the weaknesses of the defense, understanding what the offense is seeing on film. That's one of the biggest things. That's one of the biggest steps we've taken. as a defense, especially the secondary, understanding that we know our tendencies and we know that they know our tendencies. So we help yourself, help them help yourself. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, but you know, you got to understand where your help is and understanding how you can make plays and what helps the defense.
Tua, the NFL just released information that everybody's going in sort of the intensive stage of COVID protocol. How does that impact preparation for games? And for you, is there concern that you know the league might not finish this season?
I definitely think that that's going to be a big change for everyone in how we prepare. You know, not being able to hopefully walk through plays before practice and whatnot, due to, you know, the times that we're meeting and the times we've got to drive over to the facility. But as far as us finishing the season, with all of that, I'm not going to speculate anything. You know, that's I would say beyond what I'm getting paid to do here. So, yeah.
Cam?
Tua, what's up, man? Team is 3-0, you know, since you've taken over and you've been playing well. Did you picture your career starting with, you know, this sort of efficiency on the team level and the personal level?
Well, I mean, I think for us as a team, our goal is just to, you know, take it like a game at a time. And I think we've all been very fortunate to have won 5 in a row. You know, and we hope to continue to do the same thing throughout this week. And that comes with our preparation, how we prepare with one another, the scout team, giving us good looks, both offense, defensive, and in the special team. So, you know, it's not just me. It's just a collective, you know, effort from everyone.
Hal?
Hi, Tua. I sort of like to follow up a little bit on the previous question. I don't have to tell you that most of the time when a quarterback is drafted, especially high, like yourself, you wind up going to a team that's rebuilding. So I'm wondering for you, what is the pressure like to keep this thing rolling, to get to 6 in a row, 7 in a row, whatever it may be? How is that pressure like compared to if you were in a situation where you were on, say, a 1 or 2 win team and you were looked upon as the quote unquote savior?
Yeah, well, I think Coach Flo alleviates all of that. You know, he tells all of us rookies, just all of us players in general, to just come out and, you know, perform to the best of our abilities. And, you know, that's all they ask of us. I think for me, I mean, I just put pressure on myself to you know, get the guys going and, you know, hopefully try to do good with what I need to help our team become successful. But yeah, other than that, there's really no pressure. I just think everyone on this team, offense, defense, and in the special teams, I mean, we just all want to do good, and we fight for one another out there on the field, and we play, you know, as a family, and we play for one another as well. So I think, you know, that alleviates all the pressure and all the outside talk.
Adam?
Hey, good afternoon, Tua. I wanted to ask you about, there's, I guess you did a podcast with Pro Football Talk, and you said you expect the NFL to be a lot harder. What did you mean by that? What specifically is easier than you thought it would be? And has Brian Flores kind of gotten in your ear saying, hey, bro, it's going to get harder before it gets easier?
Well, yeah, I think that was probably taken out of context. You know, because after I said that, there was like, you know, another like paragraph that I said after that. But I still have a long ways to go. You know, there's a lot of things that I need to learn. By any means did I not mean that, you know, the NFL was easy. Because it's hard. It's difficult to score. It's difficult to move the ball against these guys. But just like from what I originally expected, you know, it was going to be, as far as the difficulty, it wasn't as I expected. That's what I'm trying to say.
Travis?
Hey, Tua, good afternoon. A couple of questions ago, you talked about the special teams, defense, and offense all kind of working together. I became curious because you guys are the 9th scoring offense in the NFL, but 28th in terms of total offense. So I went back and looked at it, and you've got, over the 3 games you've started, 9 takeaways and 49 points off of those. You've had 4 drives start in plus territory, 2 of those at the +1 yard line. So really winning that hidden yardage battle. And so my question is, obviously you guys want to score every time you touch the ball, but does that quick change opportunity created by the defense and special teams sort of give you an added sense of urgency, like we got to go pay this thing off?
Yeah, I think you always want to end the drives in a kick, whether it's a field goal or a punt. I mean, you always want to end it in a kick. But when the defense gives us the ball back, we're just thinking opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to go put points on the board, for what the defense did for us. And so for us repaying it, we need to put points on the board. So I would say yes to that question.
Josh?
Hey, Tua, I have a two-part question about 2 of your offensive teammates. The first one is on Jakeem Grant. I was wondering, what is it about his skill set that that you've developed a pretty good chemistry, 8 catches over the past 2 weeks? And the other one is Savon. You went out of your way to mention him after the game on Sunday without us even asking. What is it about him that, he brings the juice, 2 straight games now? So Savon and Jakeem.
Well, I think first off with Jakeem's a phenomenal player. He does a lot of brotherhood routes. And what I mean by brotherhood routes is, he runs routes knowing he's not going to get the ball, but to get other guys open. And then also when his number is called, he's there to make plays. And it's not just as a wide receiver, it's also in the kicking game as well. But he's just a really good teammate at the same time. And then with Savon, he's a rookie as well. And I mean, anytime that I can give someone like that, some love, he's undrafted, and he's just trying to make a name for himself. And I think he did a really good job for us in protection, and then also, on the ground every time he got the ball running. So, every time that I can give credit to all our other guys that don't really have that opportunity, I'm going to do it. So.
We'll take 2 more, Safid.
Tua, what's the coldest game you've ever played in? And I also wanted to ask you about the 1 day at a time mantra Flo has been, kind of incessant with, and you've repeated with us as well. What does the 1 day at a time, thing mean to you?
Yeah. Well, the 1 day at a time thing to me is worrying about what you got to do today. Thinking of adjustments you got to make in practice, and after practice, things we got to fix after watching the film. And so you're not looking ahead. You're just worried about what you got to do to accomplish things that need to be done today. And then I would say the coldest game I probably played in was in 19-degree weather, was in Seattle, Washington, and it was raining and it was windy. So I don't think that was a good combination. That was super cold. That was when I was in high school.
Our last one, Joe.
Hey, Tua, Coach Gailey was talking about how you have kind of a everything's going to be all right mindset, which is good. People like to be around people who have that mindset. I was wondering, 2 parts. What was going through your mind when the ball hit the ground, I believe, and you just kind of didn't panic and threw it over to DeVante on the right-hand side there? And then is there someone in your life who is really, when you think about that concept of everything's going to be all right, who sort of resonates in your head?
Yeah. Well, Coach Chan, Robbie, and all our other coaches offensively have helped me tremendously throughout the week, throughout the prior weeks as well, and helping me get ready and knowing where to go with the ball, being decisive with all of that. So when the ball was on the ground, already in my head, I knew where I wanted to go with the ball. as far as my pre-snap read. So I got the ball, kind of took a peek a little bit before I threw it. And with DeVante, you just got to give him an opportunity to go up and get it. And, to me, I like my chances with giving him a chance. And then what was the next question? Sorry.
In terms of like from a broader perspective in your life, is there a person who has helped instill that peace in you that everything's going to be all right?
Yeah, I would say I probably get that from my mom. My mom's everything's going to be good. She's a very optimistic person. She's very prayerful, over her kids. But yeah, I would say I get that from my mom. When everyone else panics, mom is the one to, okay, everybody, relax, everything's going to be good. And then she goes on and, eventually they do become good, but even when they're not, they end up getting good. So.
Raekwon, a lot of guys predate you, probably you might've been like 5 when they were playing for the Dolphins. They tell me that the position that you play is an extremely hard position to play in terms of learning and understanding and responsibilities. What makes that nose spot so difficult?
You just be having so many different blocks. Teams they do different schemes and that middle is you. Like that middle is just all you. Your name written on it. You got the A, you got 2 A gaps. It's hard. So basically, you gotta know your responsibility. You gotta know what scheme that the offense in. You gotta know what you're doing at all times.
Adam?
I wanted to ask you a little bit about your background. You're from Meridian, Mississippi. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Is that a town that had a lot of recruiters come through? And how'd you get discovered? And how do you think being from there kind of formed you into the person you are?
No, it was through one of my teammates. Like schools, they was recruiting CJ Hampton, one of my teammates back from high school, and they just saw this big old kid on the sideline, playing ball, and that's when all that happened. That's when I started getting my recognition and all that, from different schools.
Joe?
There was a fun video clip earlier in the year where Jerome Baker said, Alabama offered you when you were 10, didn't they? Or something like that. Is that a true story? And were you like 3
No.
times when you were 10?
No, I did not get offered by Alabama. I wish, but no, I didn't. I got offered by Alabama when I was in the 10th grade. I was in the 9th grade going to the 10th grade.
Josh?
Hey, Raekwon, man, a lot of us are learning, the past couple of weeks about Savon Ahmed. Obviously being in a rookie class with him, I know he wasn't drafted, but could you tell us a little bit more about him and, what it might be like going up against him in practice, some things that we don't know or see about Savon?
He's a great guy, man. He's someone you can learn from. He's fun to be around, and you try to get better each and every day.
Cam?
Hey, Raekwon, I'm from Mississippi too, Jackson, so it's good to hear that. But I just kind of wanted to ask another question. I had asked before but we couldn't hear you because you got broken up. But what would you and Tua, I heard you shout him out when you came on here. How is it like for you guys as far as reminiscing and sort of going through the thought process of playing with Bama and now playing here together with the Dolphins?
We talk about it all the time, coming from the same college. You would think me and Tua would be on the same team. We just left college, and now we in the pros and we on the same team. This is something you can just laugh about because you wouldn't think we would be on the same team together.
We'll take one more, Barry.
Hi, Raekwon. We talked to Coach Saban in late April about Tua and you, and he mentioned how talented you were. He talked about getting the production to consistently match the talent. Was that ever anything that he said to you to try to motivate you? And has that thought stuck with you and sort of driven you, knowing how talented you are, to be consistent play in, play out?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Saban, he always the guy that he would he would tell you before it get too bad. He would just stay on you, you know. He would just try to make sure you just stay perfect and, you know, do stuff right, you know, keep learning and work on your technique.